They are not going to something, accept something because it is given, it is there. They are always going to consider it as tentative. They are always speculative, and they want to prove it through empirical evidences and empirical knowledge. So they're always guided by the methodological thinking, and that methodological thinking, once you can develop, that critical thinking, one you can develop, automatically you can adapt yourself in any situation, in any disaster situation, in any vulnerable situation. So the question that we start with in the session, when in the beginning of the session, that why you are coming for sociology, what you will do with sociology after completion of your graduation with major in sociology or with post-graduation. Students are not in a position to give the answer because their sociological training is not proper. After completion of their masters, they are not in a position to take their own decision what they have to do in future with the sociological knowledge, because they are not properly trained in sociology. So why you are coming for sociology, that must be made clear at the very beginning. That must be made clear at the very beginning. If you want to earn money, it's possible for sociology. But the most important point is that you must have your hunger to know the social world, to know the social reality, to know the relationship between the individual and the society. And once you will be trained in those things, automatically you can adapt yourself in any situations or in any circumstance. Why I'm saying this, say for example, after completion of your graduation in sociology with major, or after post-graduation, you fail to manage a government job or job in the private sector, what you will do? You are trained in sociology for 5 years. So you have to earn your livelihood by applying that sociological knowledge only. Yeah, and if you want to do a businessman event and you are going to produce something for the consumers, if you want to produce something for the consumers, you are not going to produce something because you want.
Right.
What you have to do, you have to survey the community, you have to survey the society. What is the need of the people? What they want? And accordingly, you have to produce in your industry or in your factory. And then only you can go for proper marketing or you can earn. And that's why in the big industries, in the corporates, in all the big industries and corporates, if you are going to speak about Tata, if you are going to speak about Reliance, or if you are going to speak about the other corporates of India or of the world, you'll find some people, those who are properly trained in sociology, and they are doing everything for for that companies and corporates, what they have to produce and what should not. Because you are going to produce something to sell the products in the market. And who are the consumers for you? The community people, the ethnic groups, different communities. And accordingly, to cater their needs, to cater their interests, keeping in view their diverse interests, you have to produce the things. And then only you can go for marketing of the product. So in all the disciplines, if you are going to speak about law, if you are going to speak about journalism, if you are going to speak about engineering, if you are going to speak about medical profession, in all the profession, in all those institutions, they need some trained people in sociology. And that's why we have a lot of opportunities. If you may have your appointment as a counselor, in some educational institutions, not as a teacher, but as a counselor, you may have your appointment. So many things you have. So from these introductory statements, what I would like to share with you is that if you are coming for sociology or if you want to study sociology, don't bother about the career, how you will earn money, what will be your income. You will get those things according to your expertise. If you are properly trained in sociology, you can achieve anything. You can achieve anything. And that's why your training, your focus should be on training first. Just don't study sociology mechanically. Study sociology methodically. Internalize it. Internalize the values. Because you place something which is not related with the society? Can you place something? Can you think about any job, any career options which is not directly related with the society? Everything is related with the society. So as a student of sociology, you are going to develop methodical knowledge on the society, on the structure and on the order. What do you think when you are going to a shopping mall or you are going to buy something? It is according to your own interest. We are talking about democracy. We are talking about liberty. We are talking about fraternity. And when you are entering into a big shopping mall, you are thinking that it is far better than the traditional shop because everything has been arranged in a very proper manner. Everything has been arranged in a very systematic way. So you have a freedom to choose anything. You can pick up anything. So it is a modern one. It is modern one. So what you are doing there when you are going to buy something, is it according to your choice or your choice has something been determined by the others? You are not going to buy a cloth according to your interests because you are going to buy something because it is there in the market today. It is fashion today. And you are running after those fashions. You have a particular kind of hairstyle. You have a particular kind of dress pattern. You have a tendency of taking food in some good restaurants like KFC. Say. Why you are running after those things? Do you think that you are guided by your own mind? You are influenced by your own mind? No, definitely no. Your choices has been determined by the corporates. And who is helping the corporates to control your mind? Definitely, again, by the big sociologists. You search the the people, those who are producing, the corporates, those who are producing for the people. They're thinking about a big consumer society, and they are producing to cater the needs of the people. They are playing with the mind of the people. Who is playing? It is not the owner of those industries or the corporate sectors. Who is controlling? It is by the sociologists. Because if you are a sociologist, only then you have your knowledge on the structure. You have your knowledge on the mind of the people. How and accordingly, your taste, your choice, everything has been determined by the corporates, but that corporates are in a position to control the people, to control their consumers because the sociologists have put forward their helping hand. So whatever you are eating, what about your dress, food, has everything has been controlled. And who are the others? It is by the sociologists. This is they're trying to develop a kind of mechanism, and through that mechanism, what they are doing, they're controlling your behavior. So think, if your choice, if your thinking, you are running after some kind of needs. You are running after some kind of needs. And who has created those needs for you? Say, for example, at the very beginning, when mobile phone was launched, you are interested with a particular mobile phone, a particular kind of handset, but you are not satisfied with that one today. In 2020, you have different options in the market. And accordingly, you are running after those things. Why you are running after those things? The needs that has been created. Earlier, those needs were not there, but needs have been created. Who has created those needs for you? By the corporate sectors. The people, those who want to do business with that. Because they need a consumer society and accordingly they are producing. But before launching those products in the market, a group of people, they are doing survey in the field. They are entering into the field. They are doing some research. And who is doing those researches? Definitely it is by the sociologist again. So your choice, your needs, your taste, everything has been controlled by a group of people, those who are doing in-depth research in a very methodical way, and you will find majority of them, I will say 99% of them are trained in sociology or they have their sociological background. So when I'm sharing these things to you, means what I'm trying to do, I'm going to speak about the different areas that you have. Only the thing you need is that you have to internalize the sociological norms, sociological values, and sociological ideas. And once you are going to internalize those things, you will be fit in any disaster situation or in any vulnerable situation. So that question, if somebody has question at a very in your mind that at the very beginning I've joined in sociology and what I will do, you have to be very clear at the very beginning, at the very initial stage, that I should not think about my career at the very beginning, but I have to internalize the sociological values, sociological knowledge. And once you are internalizing, you take the decision according to your own interest. If you want to go for movie making, you go. If you want to go for journalism, you go. If you want to be a professional clinical counselor, professional clinical counselor means family disharmony is there. There's breakdown of family, divorce cases are there. So, like that of the doctors, you can start your own chamber. You can give some counseling to the people. How? Because people used to go to the psychiatrist for their certain problems. But what the psychologists are doing, they're dealing with the human mind only, the individual mind. But they're ignoring the social forces that have influenced the human mind. So if there is conflict, if there is any problem in the family, in the community, you can play the role of a counselor. One has to start. You cannot run after after those college teaching or for the university teaching only. If 1,000 students are there, those who have completed MA, those who have completed NET PhD, and if 10 post is there, what about the other 90 students? Those who have everything for teaching profession, but they fail to manage a job. How they are going to use their sociological knowledge? You can start your own chamber. And it is very popular in the Western societies, but their initiatives have not been taken here. Because you go to the field, you interact with the people in each and every family, they have certain problems, they have certain issues, they have conflict, they're fighting with each other, there is no family harmony, there is disturbances, and the students, the child, they're becoming the scapegoats. There are broken families, divorce cases are increasing, domestic violence have been increasing in a very fluent way. So who is going to control those things? You start. I would like to suggest that if a student, if he has completed his job, or if he has completed his degree, and if he is not getting any job, he can start his own chamber. And if definitely at the very beginning, people will not accept it. But you have to pave your own way. But once you are gradually entering into the relationships with the people, you are going to interfere the relationship of the people. You are going to train the people with those sociological knowledge. Say, for example, a student, he is becoming, say, a deviant. And everybody is blaming him and regarding that there is clash in the family. But parents are not in a position to decide, or they are not in a position to identify the reasons why that particular child is becoming deviant. What are the other social forces beyond his individual mind? So you can make aware the parents. So parents counseling, students counseling, family counseling, community counseling, you can do. That is a very big scope, but we have to pave our own way. Because otherwise, if you are going to speak about the jobs opportunities, definitely we have products. We have products, whether you are trained properly or not, but we have a lot of products, because each and everywhere from different universities, at least minimum 50 students, they have completed their sociology, or they have completed their master in sociology. But is there a job for them in the colleges and the universities? Definitely not sufficiently. So they have to pave their own way. So who will help you? The sociological knowledge will help you if you will be trained properly. So by giving these introductions, now I would like to go to the main points. As a student means, as a student of sociology, if what the gist that whatever I have delivered till now, the gist I want to share is that if you have opted sociology as major, first thing you do, you try to learn as much as possible about the society from different perspectives. For that, you study all those theoretical perspectives from classical to modern. Since sociologists, they are producing knowledge about the society, others also producing knowledge, but as sociologists, we are not going to rely on the others' technique. As sociologists, we have our own methodology, we have our own techniques, procedures to produce knowledge, and accordingly, we are producing knowledge, so we are going to rely on that. We have proper methodology, so you must have a training in methodology on the theoretical perspective. Then start to look at the society. Whenever you are interacting with each other, don't give sweeping statements. You give statements only when you have empirical evidences with proper rational debates. Means, what I suggest you, through sociological training, you develop your sociological imagination as advocated by Sri Ratnams. Through sociological training, you develop your critical thinking. Through sociological training, you develop your methodological thinking. And once you will develop, or once you will equipped with these things, automatically you can adapt yourself in any vulnerable situation. As Sir has mentioned, Principal Sir has mentioned, the very structure, the very order of the society has changed today with COVID-19. Pre-COVID and post-COVID social structure is not the same. The order has changed. But as a student of sociology, if you are trained properly, if you have proper training in sociology, you must be in a position to adapt yourself to these changing circumstances. Sociology, if you go back to the very origin of sociology, already I have told you, this is not emerged to produce some teachers for colleges and universities only. Why